Welcome to Quarter Odd Money News. Have you ever wondered if the old coins your parents or grandparents kept hidden could be worth thousands of dollars today? In this video, we'll explore the 1817, 1881 $1, the 1988 D quarter dollar, and the 2000 D Sacagawea $1. We'll reveal what makes these coins valuable and separate real collector facts from internet rumors. So watch until the very end. You might discover that a coin in your own collection is worth far more than you ever imagined. If you're new to Quarter Odd Money News, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our latest rare coin discoveries. Imagine reaching into an old coin jar and discovering a single dollar coin that could be worth far more than its face value. That possibility is what keeps millions of collectors searching through their change every year. But before we begin, it's important to separate exciting stories from reality. Many videos and social media posts claim that ordinary bicentennial or Old Liberty dollar coins are worth tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars. In truth, values depend on rarity, condition, mint eras, and collector demand. While some exceptional coins have sold for impressive amounts, the vast majority of coins found in everyday circulation are worth only a small premium over face value. Understanding what actually makes a coin valuable is the first step toward becoming a smart collector instead of believing internet myths. One of the biggest misconceptions is mixing together completely different coins and years. The dates 1877 and 1881 belong to Liberty-seated dollar coins, while the famous bicentennial dollar was issued in 1976 to celebrate America's 200th anniversary. These are entirely different coins with different designs, histories, and values. If someone claims an 1877 bicentennial dollar or an 1881 bicentennial coin, that's historically impossible because the bicentennial celebration happened nearly a century later. Collectors always pay close attention to the coin's date, mint mark, design, and authenticity before assigning any value. A single incorrect detail can completely change what a coin is worth. The 1877 and 1881 Liberty dollar coins attract collectors because they were produced during an era when silver dollars circulated much less than today. Many examples were melted, lost, or heavily worn over time. Coins that survived in outstanding condition are naturally much harder to find. Their value increases dramatically if they display sharp details, original mint luster, and little to no damage. Even so, not every 1877 or 1881 Liberty dollar is automatically worth a fortune. Common circulated examples may sell for only hundreds or a few $1,000s, while exceptional, professionally graded specimens can command much higher prices because of their remarkable preservation and rarity. The bicentennial Eisenhower dollar, featuring the dual date 1776-1976, tells a different story. Millions were produced for circulation, which means most examples are very common today. The reverse design celebrating the nation's bicentennial makes the coin historically significant and popular among collectors, but popularity does not automatically mean rarity. Most circulated bicentennial dollars are worth close to $1, while brilliant uncirculated examples, proof coins, silver collector editions, or coins with unusual mint errors may bring higher prices. Collectors always look for outstanding quality because condition often matters just as much as the date itself. Mint errors create some of the most exciting discoveries in coin collecting. A coin struck off center, on the wrong planchet, with a dramatic die crack, doubled lettering, or another genuine mint mistake can become much more desirable than a normal example. However, true mint errors are uncommon and must be carefully authenticated. Many damaged coins are mistakenly believed to be rare errors when the marks actually occurred after the coin left the mint. Experienced collectors examine the coin under magnification and often rely on professional grading services before paying significant amounts for an unusual-looking piece. Professional grading plays a major role in determining value. Experts inspect every detail of a coin, including wear, scratches, luster, strike quality, and originality. The final numerical grade can dramatically affect the selling price because collectors prefer independently authenticated coins. Two coins with the same date and mint mark may have vastly different values if one has heavy wear while the other appears almost untouched. Proper storage also matters. Coins kept in protective holders and handled only by their edges have a much better chance of retaining their condition than coins carried loosely in pockets or cleaned with harsh chemicals. Collectors should also be cautious of sensational headlines promising that ordinary dollar coins are worth millions or that anyone can become rich overnight. Extraordinary auction prices usually involve extremely rare varieties, famous pedigrees, or nearly perfect preservation that very few coins possess. Those remarkable sales make headlines precisely because they are exceptional, not typical. The smartest approach is to study each coin carefully, compare it with verified examples, and understand its history before assuming it has extraordinary value. Knowledge is often more valuable than luck in the world of coin collecting. Whether you own an old Liberty dollar or a 1976 bicentennial dollar, every coin deserves a careful inspection before you spend it. Check the date, mint mark, overall condition, and look for genuine mint errors rather than relying on exaggerated claims. Even if your coin is not worth $1 million, it may still have collectible value or historical importance that makes it worth preserving. Coin collecting is not just about finding hidden wealth. It is about discovering the fascinating stories, craftsmanship, and history preserved in small pieces of metal that have traveled through generations. Sometimes the greatest treasure is not the headline price, but the remarkable journey each coin has taken through American history. Have you ever looked at an old American $1 coin and wondered if it could secretly be worth a fortune? Stories about million-dollar bicentennial coins spread across social media every day, grabbing attention with incredible price claims. The truth is far more interesting than those headlines. A coin's value depends on its rarity, condition, historical importance, and demand from collectors, not simply its age or the year stamped on it. While a few exceptional American coins have sold for astonishing amounts, most ordinary circulation coins are worth only their face value. Understanding the difference between a genuinely rare collectible and a common coin is the key to discovering whether you own something truly special. One of the biggest misconceptions involves the bicentennial $1 coin. The United States bicentennial celebrated the nation's 200th anniversary in 1976, so coins dated 1776–1976 were produced to honor that event. Coins dated 1877 or 1881 are not bicentennial coins, even though they are much older. Those years belong to an entirely different period of American coinage. Because of this, claims that an 1877 bicentennial dollar or an 1881 bicentennial dollar is worth tens of millions of dollars are historically incorrect. It is important for collectors to separate exciting internet stories from real numismatic history before assuming a coin is extraordinarily valuable. Old Liberty-themed silver dollars from the late 19th century continue to fascinate collectors because they represent an important chapter in American history. These coins were struck using precious silver and often survived through generations as family keepsakes. However, not every old Liberty dollar is rare. Millions were produced, and many examples remain available today. What makes certain pieces valuable is a combination of limited surviving numbers, exceptional preservation, rare mint varieties, striking errors, or documented historical significance. Two coins that appear almost identical at first glance can differ in value by thousands of dollars simply because of their condition or a tiny detail noticed by experienced collectors. The condition of a coin is one of the most important factors affecting its value. A coin that spent decades in everyday circulation usually develops scratches, worn designs, and faded details, reducing its appeal to collectors. By contrast, a coin preserved carefully with its original shine, sharp lettering, and crisp features can command a much higher premium. Professional grading services evaluate coins using internationally recognized standards, and even a 1-point difference on the grading scale can significantly change market value. This is why serious collectors avoid cleaning coins, as improper cleaning often damages the original surface and may reduce their collectible worth. Collectors also search for unusual mint errors and rare die varieties that make certain coins stand out from ordinary examples. These can include doubled lettering, off-center strikes, missing design elements, or other manufacturing mistakes created during the minting process. Genuine mint errors are uncommon, making them desirable to specialists. Nevertheless, not every unusual mark is a valuable error. Damage caused after a coin leaves the mint, such as scratches, dents, or discoloration, does not normally increase value. Learning to distinguish authentic mint varieties from ordinary ware is an essential skill for anyone interested in collecting American coins. Sensational headlines often claim that ordinary $1 coins are worth $30 million or even hundreds of millions of dollars. Such figures are designed to attract clicks rather than reflect normal collector markets. In reality, only a very small number of historically significant coins have ever reached multi-million-dollar prices at prestigious auctions, and those coins are famous because of their extreme rarity and well-documented history. Most old Liberty dollars and bicentennial dollars, while interesting and collectible, sell for much more modest amounts depending on their rarity and condition. Knowing this helps collectors make informed decisions instead of relying on unrealistic expectations. If you discover an old American dollar coin in a drawer, inherited collection, or family album, take the time to examine it carefully before assuming either that it is worthless or that it is a millionaire's treasure. Look at the date, mint mark, overall condition, and any unusual characteristics. Store the coin in a protective holder rather than polishing or cleaning it, because preserving its original appearance is often more important than making it look shiny. Patience, careful research, and a willingness to learn are qualities that successful collectors develop over time, and these habits often lead to a deeper appreciation of the history behind every coin. Coin collecting is ultimately about more than money. Every American dollar coin tells a story about the era in which it was created, the economy of its time, and the people who used it in everyday life. While the dream of finding a life-changing rarity is exciting, the real reward often comes from understanding the history, craftsmanship, and fascinating details that make each coin unique. Whether your coin is worth $1, $100, or considerably more, treating it with care and learning its true background is the best way to appreciate its value. The excitement of the hunt, combined with knowledge and realistic expectations, is what makes coin collecting such a rewarding hobby for beginners and experienced collectors alike. Have you ever looked at the change in your pocket and wondered if one ordinary-looking quarter could be hiding an extraordinary story? Today we're taking a close look at the 1988 D Washington quarter, a coin that often appears in sensational online posts claiming it is worth $12 million. Before you get too excited, it's important to separate fact from fiction. The vast majority of 1988 D quarters are worth only their face value because they were produced in huge numbers for everyday circulation. However, a tiny number of exceptional examples can become valuable if they have rare mint errors, outstanding preservation, or unique characteristics that collectors actively seek. That is what makes coin collecting so fascinating. Sometimes the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. The 1988 D quarter was struck at the Denver Mint and carries the familiar D Mint mark. Millions of these coins entered circulation, meaning they are common in everyday pocket change. Because of this enormous production, an average circulated example is not a rare coin. Claims that every 1988 D quarter is worth millions are simply not supported by the real coin market. Instead, collectors focus on quality, originality, and unusual minting mistakes. A brilliant uncirculated coin with no wear will always attract more attention than one that has spent decades passing from hand to hand. When experienced collectors inspect a 1988 D quarter, they carefully examine every part of the design. They look for doubled lettering, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, missing clad layers, and other genuine mint errors that occurred during production. These mistakes are uncommon because the United States Mint maintains strict quality control, but no manufacturing process is perfect. A dramatic and authentic mint error can transform an otherwise ordinary quarter into a collectible piece that commands a premium. The more unusual and visually impressive the era, the greater the interest it may receive from collectors. Condition is another major factor that determines value. Professional grading services evaluate coins on a detailed scale, with the highest grades reserved for pieces showing almost no imperfections. A 1988 D quarter preserved in exceptional mint state condition, with strong luster and sharp details, can be significantly more desirable than an average circulated example. Collectors appreciate coins that appear almost exactly as they did on the day they left the mint, and these top-quality examples become increasingly difficult to find as the years pass. Many videos and social media posts use dramatic headlines promising unbelievable values, such as $12 million or even higher. These eye-catching claims are designed to attract attention, but they often leave out the important facts. While some rare United States coins have sold for millions of dollars, those sales usually involve historically significant issues, extremely rare varieties, or one-of-a-kind pieces, not ordinary 1988 D quarters. Anyone hoping to discover a valuable coin should rely on careful examination, expert authentication, and realistic expectations rather than sensational internet rumors. If you believe your quarter looks different from others, resist the temptation to clean or polish it. Cleaning can permanently damage the original surface and greatly reduce a coin's appeal to collectors. Instead, store it safely and compare it with normal examples. Pay close attention to unusual features that appear to have occurred during the minting process rather than damage caused after the coin entered circulation. If the coin truly seems unusual, professional authentication can help determine whether it is a genuine mint error or simply a worn circulation coin. Coin collecting is rewarding because every coin carries a piece of American history. Even a common quarter can inspire curiosity about how coins are designed, manufactured, and distributed across the country. Searching through rolls of quarters, learning about mint marks, and understanding the difference between ordinary wear and genuine mint errors can be just as exciting as finding a valuable piece. Knowledge is often the greatest treasure in numismatics because it helps collectors recognize opportunities that others may overlook. So should you check your 1988 D quarter? Absolutely, but do it with realistic expectations and an eye for genuine rarity. Most examples will remain everyday coins worth 25 cents, while a small number with exceptional condition or authentic mint errors may be worth considerably more to collectors. The excitement of the search is what keeps millions of people interested in coin collecting around the world. Every quarter has a story, and although the chances of finding a multi-million-dollar coin are incredibly small, the next interesting discovery could still be waiting in your pocket change. Have you ever looked at the loose change in your pocket and wondered if one ordinary-looking quarter could be worth a fortune? Stories about rare coins selling for incredible prices have inspired collectors for decades, but separating fact from fiction is what makes coin collecting truly exciting. Today, we're taking a close look at the 1988 D Washington quarter and uncovering what really makes certain examples valuable. While eye-catching social media posts often claim that a 1988 D quarter is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, the reality is far more interesting. A normal 1988 D quarter is not a bicentennial coin, and there are no verified sales anywhere near those unbelievable amounts. However, some rare examples with exceptional quality or genuine mint errors can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, making them exciting finds for collectors. The first thing every collector should know is that bicentennial quarters were produced with the dual date 1776, 1976, to celebrate America's 200th anniversary. A 1988 D quarter was struck 12 years later at the Denver Mint, making it part of the regular Washington quarter series rather than the bicentennial issue. Millions of these coins entered circulation, which means that most 1988 D quarters you find in pocket change are worth only their face value of 25 cents. That may sound disappointing, but rarity in coin collecting is rarely determined by age alone. Instead, collectors pay premiums for outstanding condition, scarce mint errors, and coins that survived without the scratches and wear common in circulation. Condition is one of the biggest reasons why one coin can be worth dramatically more than another. A heavily worn 1988 D-quarter may have little collector interest, but a coin that still displays its original mint luster with virtually no contact marks can attract strong attention. Professional grading services carefully examine a coin's preservation, assigning it a grade that helps buyers understand its quality. High-grade coins are much scarcer than circulated examples because very few survive in nearly perfect condition after decades of handling. As a result, collectors are often willing to pay substantial premiums for exceptional pieces that stand out from ordinary circulation finds. Mint errors add another layer of excitement to the hobby. During the manufacturing process, mistakes occasionally occur, creating coins that differ from the standard design. Collectors search for dramatic off-center strikes, doubled design details, clipped planchets, broad strikes, or other genuine production errors. These mistakes are uncommon because quality control at the mint removes most defective coins before they leave the facility. When authentic errors do reach circulation, they often become desirable collectibles, especially if the error is dramatic and the coin remains in excellent condition. The combination of rarity, eye appeal, and collector demand determines how valuable such a coin becomes. One of the biggest myths surrounding modern quarters is the belief that every old coin is automatically worth millions. In reality, extraordinary auction prices are usually reserved for unique mint errors, famous historical rarities, or one-of-a-kind discoveries with well-documented histories. Collectors rely on evidence, certification, and auction records rather than internet rumors. That is why experienced numismatists always encourage careful examination before making assumptions about value. A coin's authenticity, grade, and rarity matter far more than sensational headlines promising instant wealth. If you discover a 1988 D-quarter that appears unusual, resist the temptation to clean or polish it. Cleaning can permanently damage the coin's surface and significantly reduce its collector value. Instead, hold the coin by its edges, store it in a protective holder, and examine it under good lighting. Look closely for unusual strike characteristics, missing design elements, doubling, or other features that might indicate a genuine mint error. If the coin seems exceptional, having it evaluated by a reputable professional can provide an accurate assessment of its authenticity and condition. Coin collecting remains one of the most rewarding hobbies because every coin tells a story about history, craftsmanship, and the people who used it. Even if your 1988 D-quarter is worth only 25 cents, the search itself is exciting because valuable discoveries do happen from time to time. Patience, knowledge, and careful observation are the true secrets to building a meaningful collection. Every roll of quarters, every old coin jar, and every inherited collection offers another chance to learn something new about American coinage. So before you spend your next quarter, take a few moments to inspect it carefully. Don't expect every coin to be worth millions, but don't ignore unusual features either. The thrill of collecting comes from discovering genuine rarities through careful research rather than believing exaggerated claims. Whether your coin turns out to be an ordinary circulation piece or an impressive collector's item, each discovery adds to your understanding of the fascinating world of American coins. Keep searching, keep learning, and remember that sometimes the greatest treasure is the knowledge you gain along the way. Have you ever looked at a shiny $1 coin and wondered if it could secretly be worth a fortune? That question has inspired countless stories online, especially about so-called bicentennial dollar coins and the famous Sacagawea or Saga dollar. Before we dive in, it's important to separate excitement from reality. There was no official bicentennial $1 coin made for general circulation in 1976, like the bicentennial quarter, half dollar, and Eisenhower dollar. However, collectors often use the term loosely when talking about historic American dollar coins. While headlines claiming a single Sacagawea dollar is worth $2.1 million are designed to attract attention, the truth is that only extremely rare era coins, unique prototypes, or coins with exceptional historical importance have any chance of reaching extraordinary values. Most ordinary $1 coins found in circulation are worth only their face value, but a few unusual examples have become legendary among collectors. The Sacagawea dollar first entered circulation in the year 2000 to honor the remarkable Native American woman who helped guide the Lewis and Clark expedition. The coin features Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste, on the front, while the original reverse shows a soaring eagle surrounded by stars. These coins were struck in a distinctive golden color, although they contain no actual gold. Millions were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, meaning the average coin is common. What makes certain examples valuable is not the design itself, but unusual characteristics such as minting mistakes, extremely low survival in perfect condition, or special versions produced for collectors. This is why experienced collectors examine every detail carefully before deciding whether a coin deserves extra attention. One of the biggest reasons a $1 coin becomes valuable is the presence of a genuine mint error. During the manufacturing process, small mistakes occasionally occur, creating coins that differ from normal production. Examples include missing edge lettering, off-center strikes, double impressions, clipped planchets, or coins struck on the wrong metal blank. These mistakes are usually rare because quality control catches most defective pieces before they leave the mint. When an authentic error escapes into circulation, collectors often compete to own it. The rarer and more dramatic the error, the greater the potential value. However, it is important to remember that most damaged coins are not mint errors. Scratches, dents, discoloration, or damage from everyday use usually reduce value rather than increase it. Another factor that dramatically affects value is condition. Coin collectors use grading systems that measure how well a coin has been preserved. A dollar coin that has never circulated and still displays brilliant original surfaces may be worth much more than the same coin with heavy wear. Professional grading companies carefully examine coins under magnification before assigning a grade. The highest grades are extremely difficult to achieve because even tiny marks from storage or transportation can lower coins' rating. For this reason, collectors are often willing to pay significant premiums for coins that remain nearly flawless decades after they were minted. Preservation, careful handling, and proper storage all play an important role in maintaining a coin's collectible appeal. Many videos and social media posts claim that every old dollar coin is worth millions of dollars, but that simply is not true. Extraordinary prices are usually connected to one-of-a-kind pieces, famous mint errors, or coins with remarkable historical backgrounds that have been verified by experts. An average Sacagawea dollar from circulation is normally worth $1 unless it possesses a rare feature recognized by the collecting community. Learning the difference between a common coin and a genuinely scarce variety is one of the most valuable skills any collector can develop. Careful observation, patience, and knowledge are far more useful than believing sensational headlines promising instant riches. If you think you may have an unusual dollar coin, avoid cleaning it under any circumstances. Cleaning removes the natural surface that collectors appreciate and can significantly reduce its value. Instead, hold the coin only by its edges and store it safely in a protective holder. Compare its details with known varieties, including the date, mint mark, edge lettering, and overall appearance. If the coin seems unusual, professional authentication is the best way to determine whether it is truly special. Many coins that appear ordinary at first glance have turned out to be fascinating collectible pieces after careful examination, while many others with impressive-looking damage were simply affected by circulation. Coin collecting is exciting because every coin carries a story from the time it was created. A $1 coin may remind us of important moments in American history, advances in coin production, or the people honored on its design. The hunt for rare varieties encourages collectors to study history, understand minting technology, and appreciate the craftsmanship behind every coin. Even if a coin is not worth thousands of dollars, it can still become a meaningful part of a personal collection or a family keepsake that connects generations through history and curiosity. The next time you find a Sacagawea dollar or another American $1 coin in your pocket, take a closer look before spending it. Examine the date, mint mark, strike quality, and overall condition. While the chances of discovering a coin worth millions are extraordinarily small, finding an authentic collectible variety is always possible, and that possibility keeps millions of collectors searching every day. The true reward of coin collecting is not only the hope of financial value, but also the thrill of discovery, the knowledge gained through research, and the appreciation of history preserved in a small piece of metal that has traveled through countless hands over the years. Have you ever looked at a bicentennial $1 coin and wondered if it could secretly be worth a fortune? Across the internet, you will find dramatic claims that certain bicentennial dollars are worth $10 million or even more. Those headlines attract millions of views, but the real story is even more fascinating. The 1976 bicentennial dollar was created to celebrate America's 200th birthday, making it one of the most recognizable commemorative coins ever produced for everyday Americans. Millions of people saved these coins because of their unique dual date and historic design, hoping they would become valuable one day. While most bicentennial dollars remain common, a very small number stand out because of exceptional condition, rare minting errors, or special collector versions. Knowing the difference between an ordinary coin and a truly collectible example can make all the difference for anyone interested in coin collecting. The bicentennial dollar most people recognize is the Eisenhower bicentennial dollar, featuring the familiar portrait of liberty-inspired American symbolism on the front and a special Liberty Bell with the moon design on the reverse. This design honored both the nation's independence and its achievements in space exploration. Coins were produced at multiple U.S. mint facilities, and millions entered circulation, making standard examples easy to find today. Because so many were made, the average circulated coin is generally worth only a small premium over its face value. However, collector-quality examples that remain virtually untouched since leaving the mint can command significantly higher prices because collectors value outstanding preservation. One of the biggest reasons certain bicentennial dollars become valuable is minting errors. During the manufacturing process, tiny mistakes can occasionally occur. A coin might be struck off-center, show a doubled design, have a clipped edge, or display unusual die cracks that make it unique. These mistakes are accidental, making them far scarcer than ordinary coins. Collectors often search through rolls and collections, hoping to discover one of these unusual pieces because no two major errors are exactly alike. The rarer and more dramatic the error, the stronger the collector interest tends to be, especially when the coin is authenticated and professionally graded. Condition is another major factor that separates an ordinary bicentennial dollar from an exceptional collectible. Professional grading services examine every detail, from the sharpness of the design to the smallest contact marks. Coins receiving grades near the top of the scale are remarkably scarce because even tiny scratches or handling marks reduce the grade. A flawless-looking coin preserved for decades in original mint packaging can be worth many times more than one that spent years in circulation. For serious collectors, outstanding eye appeal combined with a high grade often matters just as much as rarity itself. Many online videos claim that ordinary bicentennial dollars routinely sell for millions of dollars, but those claims should be treated carefully. While rare coins have indeed sold for impressive amounts at major auctions, there is no verified evidence that a normal circulating bicentennial $1 coin is worth $10 million simply because of its date. Extraordinary prices are generally associated with coins that are genuinely unique, possess remarkable mint errors, or have exceptional certified grades with documented auction histories. Understanding this distinction helps collectors avoid unrealistic expectations while still appreciating the excitement of searching for valuable coins. If you own a bicentennial dollar, the first step is to inspect it carefully under good lighting. Look for the mint mark, unusual features, signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or other obvious minting anomalies. Avoid cleaning the coin because even gentle polishing can reduce its collector value. Store it in a protective holder to prevent fingerprints and scratches, and if you believe it is something unusual, consider having it examined by a reputable coin dealer or submitted to a respected grading service. Proper identification is essential because many valuable coins look ordinary to an untrained eye. Coin collecting is exciting because remarkable discoveries have happened before. Rare varieties and overlooked mint eras have occasionally been found in old collections, inherited boxes, and forgotten coin jars. That possibility keeps collectors searching through pocket change, estate collections, and bank rolls year after year. Although finding an extremely valuable bicentennial dollar is uncommon, the thrill of the hunt, the history behind each coin, and the chance of uncovering something special continue to attract new collectors around the world. Every coin tells a story about the time in which it was made and the journey it has taken since leaving the mint. The most important lesson is to separate fact from internet myths. A bicentennial dollar should not be considered a multi-million-dollar treasure simply because someone on social media says so. Instead, its value depends on proven characteristics such as rarity, condition, authenticity, collector demand, and documented sales. Learning these fundamentals will make you a smarter collector and help you recognize genuine opportunities when they appear. Whether your bicentennial dollar is worth $1, $50, or several thousand, its historical significance remains undeniable, and the search for exceptional examples continues to inspire collectors with every coin they examine.